The topic of this session is structure of C# program. Actually, we have discussed about the structure of C program in the previous chapter itself while taking it as an example while developing console C# applications. And you have a namespace. This also we have discussed in the previous session of chapter 2. Or in previous sessions of chapter 1 itself. Next, data types, variables and parameters. These are the simple topics which you are familiar with already in other programming languages. How to incorporate these things in C# program is the concept of this session. So this is an example for C# program. The lines what you are weaving at the starting portion of the program, these are called as namespaces. As you have learned, system is the default or the common namespace used in C# programs. Here, this is a user-defined namespace, hello world. This namespace will contain this part of the program. And then class, which is a keyword, class name is program. Static void main string arguments is the main function of C# program. Console.writeLine method is printing the statement hello world. Console.readLine function, this method is going to move the cursor at the end of the line or to the next line. A C# program consists of all these portions, that is namespace declaration, as you have seen in the previous program, that namespace is used as system. And for your program, which is the common default namespace, hello world is the namespace, and a class keyword is followed by class name. You have class method. There is only one main method which is present in that program. This main method is in this part, statements and expressions. You can also use comments. You have class methods, class attributes. If you are going for C# programs based on inheritance and polymorphism concept, we'll be having all these things. But for now, I have taken simple C# program as an example. In that you have a namespace declaration, class declaration, main method declaration. Along with that you have the declaration of along with that you have the declaration of, or you have made use of console.writeLine method and read key methods. These two methods are the default or the predefined methods of the predefined class system. That's why you are making use of the namespace using space system. That means system, the predefined class called as system is going to contain the predefined functions like console.writeLine, writeLine method and readKey method. This writeLine method is a part of the class console. Console is again a part of the class system. This is a quick revision of the structure of C# program which you are already familiar with. Now I'll move on to the C# data types. Data types specify the size and type of values that can be stored. C# has divided its data type category into two major categories, that those are value types and reference types, as you're viewing on the screen. Value types and reference types. The main concern for you to learn is value types. Then as you keep on learning, you're going to make use of the reference types. Value types and reference types differ in two characteristics. Value types are stored on the stack, and when a value of a variable is assigned to another variable, the value is actually copied. This means that the two identical copies of the value are available in the memory. Reference types are stored on the heap, and when an assignment between two reference variables occurs, only the reference is copied, the actual value remains in the same memory location. This is the concept of data hiding of object-oriented feature. It provides security for data. That is what the difference between value and the reference types. All the value types which are of fixed length are stored on the stack, and when a value of variable is assigned to another variable, the value is actually copied to that variable. And this means that two identical copies of the value are available in the memory, which are of fixed length. Coming to reference types, it is stored on the heap data structure. Assignment, when you assign between two reference variables occurs, only the reference is copied. Another copy, it's like making a photocopy of your sheets, A4 size sheets. You keep the original copy with yourself, and you keep another set of copies for the reference, and keep the original copy safe, so that the data hiding concept is achieved. The actual value remains in the same memory location. This means that there are two references to a single value. The third category of types is called pointers. It is available for use only in unsafe code. For that purpose, only value and reference types are used. The further classification of value types are simple types, which consists of integral type which holds only the integer numbers like 123, 5639, -96, these kinds of fixed values or integer values, numbers without decimal point. The size of the values that can be stored depends on the integral data type we have chosen, because under integral data type you have again two categories like signed integers, unsigned integers for this integral type. Under signed integers again you have four categories like long data type, short data type, int data type, byte data type. For example, instead of storing a number like 50 in an int type variable which has a range assigned with a maximum value of 2147483,647, you can make use of byte which has maximum value of 127, storage capacity as 127, so that it can handle short range of numbers. The size of byte data type is 1 byte. Size of short data type is 2 bytes. Size of int data type is 4 bytes. Size of long data type is 8 bytes. So for storing a number like 50, you don't need long data type. You does not even need to take the help of int data type or even short data type. You can go for byte. By studying these kind of signed integer data types and unsigned integer data types, you can choose the data type that you are going to use in your program depending on the values you are inputting from the keyboard. This is about integer data type, signed integer data type under integral category. I think in the C programming language you had learned int as the only integer data type and long and short as the modifiers for that int data type like signed long int, signed short int, unsigned long int, unsigned short int. These are the but here as modifiers, but here in the C# language these are considered as data types itself. So under integral type you have two categories, signed integer, unsigned integer. Under signed integer you have four range of data types like int, short, byte and long. Under unsigned category you have byte data type. The size of byte data type is just 1 byte. short data type, the size of which is 2 bytes. int data type, size of which is 4 bytes. Size of long data type is 8 bytes. The difference between signed and unsigned integral types is signed integer types can hold both positive and negative numbers. We can increase the size of the positive value stored in an integral type by making it unsigned. For example, a 16-bit short integer can store values in the range -32768 to 32767. A short integer data type under signed category. By making it short, instead of using the short data type, if you make use of short data type, it can handle values in the range 0 to 65,535 because the maximum value of the short data type is 65,535. Maximum value of short data type is 32,767. So this is how you can make use of the unsigned integers integral data types. The unsigned integral data types are byte, uint, ulong, ushort. Next, coming to floating point category, here you have two data types, float and double, with the size 4 bytes for float and 8 bytes for double data type. Next, you have character data type for storing the characters. Next, you have a Boolean data type, which is used when we want to test a particular condition during the execution of the program. There are only two values that a Boolean type can take, that is true or either true or false. Next data type is decimal data type. It is a high precision 128-bit data type that is designed for use in financial calculations. Next, coming to reference types. These reference types has classes, delegates, interfaces, arrays as reference type data types. The object type is the ultimate base type of all other intrinsic and user-defined types in C#.